Hi everybody, this is Dr. Alex Avila with Love University. I'm an author, psychologist, and speaker. Every week we talk about how to love ourselves, others, and a higher power. And today I have a very handsome young man sitting in front of me, which is Reggie Peralta, my producer on the show. Reggie, this is kind of weird because you're always behind the camera, and today you're a guest. How do you feel about that?
Very good. It's different, but I like it.
Okay. So Reggie, we want to talk a little bit about, because a lot of people have gotten to know you on the show. We get a lot of letters and emails. They want to know more about Reggie. Now, who is Reggie? Now, you mentioned, Reggie, in the past that you have been autistic, I guess still are.
Yeah.
And autism can be many different variables to it. But tell us a little bit about what are some of the features that you had as a child growing up?
Well, as a child, I had, I guess what they call the classic autistic symptoms. So, like, very bad eye contact. I mean, I like to think it's not a problem right now.
You're doing great. Looking at me in the eye. Okay.
Yeah, so that was one. What they call stimming now, like self-stimulation. It's kind of like, you know, like moving my hands. We used to call it flapping, my family and I, but like I guess the technical.
Well, you can be a conductor, right? You can make music,
yeah,
right? Symphony.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and even today, I still move my hands around. A lot of people comment on it. It's kind of like one of my idiosyncrasies.
Well, I guess if you're Latino, you can also get away with it, right?
That's true, yeah.
Or Italian.
True. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And then something else you said, something you have to scratch yourself or something a certain way.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily scratchy, but it's just like, I feel like something like I'll feel a scratch on an itch on my shoulder or whatever, on my shoulder, and then I'll feel the need to even though I don't have an itch on the other one, I'll feel the need to scratch that one too. Kind of like this compulsive need for symmetry.
Interesting.
Like
okay. I see. And you say you have a little bit of this today, but it's a lot better than before.
Yes. Yes.
And you also mentioned you never really dated as a teen, and you had a hard time connecting with women. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, I had a hard time connecting with people. Period. When I was younger, just like meaningfully, honestly, just like, I mean, I didn't get a lot of social cues. I couldn't tell if people were being serious or joking all the time.
But with women, though, what's been your drawback? I know we have a standing offer that we can get you a date and we pay for it for up to $100. So what's your obstacle, you think, to get that date?
Well, I think it goes back to the social cues thing. Women traditionally, I don't know if they've been socialized or if they've evolved, humanity has evolved so that women are this way, but women are more subtle in courting, you know? That's the consensus.
Ah, okay.
And being autistic people, we're not subtle. We have to know, like, are you interested? Like,
okay.
Yes or no, you know? It's not like...
That makes sense. You need a button that says yes or no,
yes,
or a trap door that drops you into the dungeon.
Exactly, yes,
okay.
Yes, exactly.
All right, well, that's interesting. So subtle cues. But Reggie, let me ask you a question. Now, we're going to have Marianne Williamson, the very interesting guest, spiritual author and presidential candidate, on next week. So you've heard a little bit today's show. We talked about her spiritual practice and a return to love. Now, what do you think of her idea is that we need to have a more loving society? We need to bring more love out to people because there's a lot of hate and violence in the world. What do you think of that idea?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm against what's called somebody being for love, you know. I mean, love is good. It's good that people are willing to be accepting of groups and communities that traditionally have not been accepted, especially autistic people who, when I was growing up, was a very different climate and not a lot going on. My doctors didn't even know what the heck was wrong with me a lot of the time, so it's definitely encouraging to see somebody trying to understand that, know as a presidential candidate.
Exactly. So love and acceptance of people that may have issues in life, disadvantages or other issues. But I think, Reggie, you told me something interesting. You said that one of your treatments is to say, I am simply Reggie. You don't really consider yourself autistic. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, like it basically, that little phrase sums up my approach in school, high school, and like it was just kind of like I really didn't. I mean, I was autistic. I mean, not denying that, you know, but just kind of like I didn't want to emphasize that and dwell on it. So I was kind of like, basically like I was in RSP, but I would try to like avoid having to fall back on
RSP. What is that?
Like the special education program.
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
The acronym for that. So
yes.
Yeah, so like I would think of myself as, like I said, it sums it up as I'm not autistic. I'm Reggie, you know. And I mean I am autistic, but like that's just a part of me, you know. And at the bottom, ultimately I'm Reggie, you know.
I like that. That's a very beautiful way. So your identity really is a positive person. You know, you're a very bright young man. You're educated. You have a college education. You were with us for almost 2 years on the podcast, being our producer and engineer. So we're very proud of you, Reggie, and I'm glad you came on the show today and gave us this opportunity to meet you in person. Put a face and an image to who you are.
Thank you.
And it's all about love, Reggie, because Love University is about loving other people, loving ourselves, and higher nature. And are you looking forward to Marianne Williamson next week?
Absolutely, yeah.
And I know you like politics, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of views on it.
Yeah, I'm interested.
And you also like to meet people that are intelligent and have something to say.
Oh, yes.
So, Reggie, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to extend my hand, if you can see it. Do you see my hand? Okay, there it is. Okay, Reggie.
There we go.
All right, we'll see you next time, Reggie.
Thank you.
Love University. Reach us at loveuniversity.love. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Email us if you want to ask a question of Marianne Williamson at loveuniversitylove@gmail.com. Until next time, Dr. Alex Avila.